Hello, anybody, somebody, nobody, or ever never see this. This is Siegfried Alexander Faust, the Whiff. Come back to some more Warhammer 40k. This time I'm going to be showing off part 3 in my four-part series of updated armies, Chaos. First one is going to be Imperium Space Marines, second is just Imperium, and last is going to be Xenos. So this is going to be the 6 Chaos armies. I don't include the Chaos Marine and Demon variants for all the different combinations. I just try to do their best one, or one that represents them best, based on the detachments available for 10th. I'm zooming here in case you want to pause and read these. And so I'm going to go through these lists. Some of them might have off-brand for the color for the models. I just used what I could. Everything should be correct and ready to go. If you want to play with your friends, feel free to grab either in the Steam Workshop under mods, this mod or any of my other mods, or you can go to Google Drive and also get my Battlescribe lists. If you want to just plug and play, they're all right there. You just grab them and you're good to go. If you want to play test them or check them out for yourself. Without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, by the way, please, if you can, hit the like button, subscribe. I know it's boring, tedious, etc., but it makes my day, and I do this as a hobby. I'm not a professional YouTuber, so any kind of like pleasant form feedback and constructive feedback is nice, as long as it's good mannered. But yeah, I really like any kind of like community building, so if you can, I do appreciate the likes. Now let's get into this. So Chaos Marines, I don't specifically call it out, but it is Black Legion, because Abaddon the Poopy Head, as some used to call him, Abaddon the Armless, because the arms used to fall off his model. It's gonna have him. It used to be a lot of Chaos Lords with Chosen, but with the price hikes, I think this is okay. It's a pretty boring list for its looks, but it's effective. He's going to be with the Terminators, so they're going to get every keyword. Themselves are going to be undivided, but they're just able to use all the stratagems to be tanky and basically just translate into a shit ton of wounds to keep him alive, so he can just wreck face. He is one of the dangerous characters in the game for all of 10th, and definitely top 5, maybe top 3, and so he is just that nutty, and the fact that when combined with the Terminators, just keep him alive so freaking hard. I'm pretty sure he can beat any other character. If he has the Terminators and both players have like 2 CP available, I'm pretty sure he can beat any other character unit in the game. I even put money on that probably. Like, he's just that insane for rule of averages at least. Cultists, so they can hold an objective, sticky, and that way you can like kind of fan out a bit better. Possessed, one possessed. Let me pull this up actually. I believe one is gonna be undivided, and the rest is gonna be Slanesh. So 1 Slanesh, 2 Slanesh, and 1 undivided. When I was playtesting the numbers, if you have to hit something that's higher in toughness, I believe if you're undivided and you use the strat as well to reroll your wounds, you get more with undivided then the Slanesh, I believe, critical hits for lethal, because these guys, yeah, if you made a Dark Pact, you'll get devastating wounds, and so that lets you fish better for dev wounds, because the other things are critical hits, not critical wounds. Yes, lethal hits are nice, but this just ends up doing better. Oh, and the fact that that's right, you can do lethal hits as well. So you can just have the Dark Pact for lethal hits. You just don't have the critical. Or sustained hits, so you can get more for the wounds. So that, I think it was the sustained, you actually want to do that, so you can get more for the stratagem, and you do lethal for the Possessed with Slanesh, because then she'll crit it to 5 up for lethal, which is very nice. 2 Forge Fiends with the Ectoplasm, because big damage funny. You can roll a total of 3 shots each, or 9 shots. Who knows? Find out. Both of them are Stinky Boys with Nurgle, because that way they get to, you can use the stratagem on them if your opponent's trying to tank them into the ground to keep them alive. It's weird. It doesn't say it's supposed to be Nurgle. Excuse me? Did I not? No, I put Nurgle on the Battlescribe list. Okay, that's weird. But yeah, so Battlescribe list is good to go. But yeah, this is an oddly tanky list. The Possessed should be able to like trade into Black Templars. It used to be for 9th, can your list kill Morty? If it doesn't have the ability to kill Morty, you should change your list so it at least has the ability possibly to kill Mortarion, reasonably. This, it's can you kill a Black Templar blob? Because that blob is just so insane. 40 wounds, 5 up feeling no pain, some invols, and other good saves. Yuck. Absolute yuck. Yeah, so this is much more preferred to be done. You won't kill the blob, unfortunately, but, 40 attacks ain't too shabby. 40 attacks ain't too shabby at all. Let's move on to World Eaters. This is World Eaters. You'll notice the lack of World Eaters in the World Eaters army. I kind of stand by this. I'm going to have all these dudes in the Land Raider, so it can be tanky as hell, and you can smoke. You're not going to kill them. They will come out and charge your ass. Get fucked. 2 Predator Annihilators, just because I had a weird amount of points left over. 2 War Dog Huntsmans, because they ain't too bad. Decent toughness, a little bit of anti-armor. And then 2 Khorne Lord of Skulls. Oh my god. With Skull Hurler and the Demogorgon Cannon, or Demogorgon, however you want to pronounce it. Oh, this is just so insane. They're T13. 24 wounds. Ew, it's tankier than Knights. This thing will ruin your day. It is very, very nice, very fun. It will destroy some stuff. I think it doesn't have an invul, which is quite strange. But, it's gonna do good. It's gonna do good things. And I feel like, honestly, a lot of the stuff right now is disappointing me. Yes, Master Executions is good on Khorne Berserkers. But after keep looking at Khorne Berserkers, I don't think they're that insane. Yes, they fight first will help keep them alive, but, there's a lot of things I can run them into, and they're just going to lose the trade. Which bugs me. And then, yes, you could do Invictus on some 8-bound. For some reason, I think it's 8-bound have a better ability than Exalted 8-bound. And you could do, some other character gets, improved invuls, so you could do a bunch of 8-bound instead. But it's so expensive. And the army just has no range. And guess what? These dudes, they have great range, but they don't have to stay range. They have 15 attacks for their strength 8 AP 2 damage 2. They can just delete a lot of Space Marines as well. And if you use their big strike, guess what? Strength 16 AP 4 damage 8. They'll delete big knights. These dudes will do work. More work than Khorne Berserkers. They don't have lethal hits. They don't have dev wounds. They don't have a good way to make it, so they do a lot. You can just weight of dice them, but then they're hitting on 3s. They have less attacks than they used to be able to manage in 9th edition. I don't think they're worth it. The army's in a bad spot. For me to feel like I need to do this, and it just is what it is. But it's going to get you good results, and damn, this is spooky to just bring these dudes. Look how big this is. Look how big this is. Literally, effectively like a big knight. The thing is, over here, is the Knight Lancers are actually bigger than almost all other knights. So this is bigger than almost all other knights as well. It's almost the size of a Knight Lancer. So, yeah, the Lord of Skulls, he doesn't fuck around. Death Guard, something here is cringe. Where is it? Where is he? Typhus, the stinky traitor himself. I think it's cool to put Typhus on Poxwalkers. I think it's cool and interesting. They have a thing that calls out specifically if Typhus is with them. However, law of averages, it's better to have them with Death Shroud Terminators, which is really annoying. You could have some one-if arguments, again if you're against low toughness, low wound, infantry spam, where it's better to have him with Poxwalkers, especially if your opponent's also melee-based. So, the melee guard army, that'll be really great. But yeah, it's not very good. It's better to have them on the Death Shroud. The Land Raider is going to have the 10 Plague Marines, all with different weapons, with a Foul Blight Spawn and a Death Guard Chaos Lord with them. I think the Chaos Lord, he has Deadly Pathogen, and the Foul Blight Spawn has Shamble Rot. That's a really nasty combo. It gets him up the field, gets work done. your Death Shroud Terminators. Otherwise, you can have them parked at your mid to get your side objectives, or they can just deep. I would actually recommend you keep them camped out next to your side objectives because they will be pretty tanky and they can just hang out there, score you points. Your opponent may not want to go into them. This army does lack a lot of range, unfortunately. Up to you if you feel like you have a good opportunity to deep them. And Mortarion is still pretty nice. Feels bad that some other demons and people have overshadowed him. He used to be one of the tankiest things in 9th, not for 10th anymore, unfortunately. But he's still pretty up there. People like, oh, he's not the best thing anymore, so he's not that tanky. I hate that logic. No, he's T12, 2-up save, 4-up invul, and dude's got a 5-up Feel No Pain. Good luck dealing with that, especially if you have to get into melee with him, as he will just ruin your day. Oh, and the list has got one Death Guard Hellbrute, because it's got a funny thing. Fused with Blessings of Nurgle, you can bibbity bop and raid. Basically, you can hit someone from far away, and that's going to cause them to suffer your pathogen as if being in range of you. So that'll be the -1 toughness. So your range shooting, if they're not near enough for you to normally have that, now they are going to suffer from that, and you're going to be able to just do some other shenanigans. You could run more of them, but this is all I can afford without changing the list in a way I don't like. Demons. Demons for 9th were so insane. Like, there's 5 armies that were insane, and demons, undivided, mind you, with Zinch Flamer spam, insane. Fly, assault, auto hitting. Oh, that was disgusting amount of damage. You have Shalaxi Hellbane here, the one boob mistress ban. You probably got like a half dick vagina. I don't know. Got the they, it, she, he probably has the female hyena penis thing going on. The super clit. They are very tanky as well. I have dog hair. They are T10, 4-up invul, and I thought they had something else. I am losing my mind. Couldn't they benefit from... No, I guess not. I think there's something else you can give them, but they're a great anti-character. Oh yeah, anyone nearby gets -1 from the attack. This is very funny. So they have anti-character stuff as well, but the Cloak of Constriction, if your opponent for some reason has a lot of stuff with just 1 attack, you got 0 attack, because it's not to a minimum. It's just, you got nothing. You got nothing. So, very funny, especially with models that are like based on being very strong, so they have 2 attacks each. No, or 1 or 3. That's half to a third of your attacks gone for being in melee with her. Bellacore, because he's very tanky. Lord Change, because he can do some powerful mortal wounds and other stuff. And then no Scarbrand and no Great Unclean One. No Big Fart Man. Why? Because the Demon Prince with Wings, with the Argoth King of Blades Corn enhancement, basically hits as hard as Scarbrand. And guess what? He has his own abilities, and he moves as far. I forget if Scarbrand has wings or not, but he's like a third to half the points. I think he's like half the points. So why not do that? And then same with this Demon Prince. This guy, if you make him Nurgle, guess what? You get Endless Gift still. So everyone that's in Shadow of Chaos has a 4-up Feel No Pain. Sorry, a 5-up Feel No Pain. And while he's there, a 4-up Feel No Pain. Which, since you have Infiltrators and some other stuff, you're going to get that. You can easily get the 4-up Feel No Pain for your entire army. And he comes with built-in Unholy Vigor. That's just him. So 3-up invul. And since he has Prince of Darkness, and actually, more so, he gives people nearby stealth. So now all your demons get -1 to be hit. He makes your army so much tankier than a Great Unclean One. But he hits a bit harder. Yeah, no shit. The Great Unclean One has a bit better stat line. But the amount of utility you get for this dude, for a cheaper price than the Great Unclean One, insane. Insane. 2 Nurgles to basically fan out and block to protect your Changeling from them deeping on him. So he can hold the back line, or if you feel funny, go into the midline. But you have so many spooky people going in the midline, it shouldn't be necessary. But if you have some heavy shooters, it could be funny to move him in, get us a lucky roll, or your opponent to have an unlucky roll, more so. And that's not a roll you can re-roll. It's its own special rule. It's not like it's not listed under command reroll, so you can't reroll if you go bad. They're just not gonna have any shooting phase or for that unit, or get less shots. Like, lots of funny business with him. And then 2 War Dog Huntsmen, because you get a little bit of anti-vehicle monster shooting at range. Because they have the reroll wounds of 1. Yeah, reroll wound roll of 1 and damage roll of 1 for their Demon Breath Spear. Both of them combined into 1 like exocrine. Maybe you down it round 1 if they're not protected. If your opponent's cheeky, you could punish them and maybe delete 1 artillery unit, thus giving you some more survivability. And even if they only had 2 artillery units, guess what? You might have the range advantage now with demons. Quite strange, because you have 2 neck dudes. So, take it. Chaos Knights. Now, the competitive lists have like 16 mini knights. Brigands have been changed. That doesn't give you any bonuses for Brigands if you don't have a big knight, to give them the reroll hits and stuff, and some of your other guys reroll hits. However, again, this is 30 points cheaper than Imperial Knight Lancer, and you can get 3 of them. So that's 90 points I'm saving in comparison, and so that's 90 points that can be spent on other things. 4 Huntsmen. Yes, I'm aware of the stratagem you could do to improve the AP and stuff. You can run 3 Brigands. Yes, I know they're good, but the points increase, and the amount of just pure melee damage this army brings. Good lord. I just feel like it brings more to the table. Again, 4-up invul, so if you really want to rotate Ion on a little dude, you can. Don't need to. You can save your CP to do other things. Save it to do the move and charge phase through a building stuff. You have more CP to work with, because you're not worrying about rotating Iron Shields necessarily. Or you can even just keep the mini knights hidden. And have your big knights just charge across the field, because that is an imposing thing. And again, tank shock is free. That's 6, 12, 18 mortal wounds. God forbid they're all going to the same thing. So if tank shock works, you roll based on one of your weapons, strength attacks. You roll that many dice, and for every 6, I think it's 5 and 6, that or 6 you roll, it's a mortal wound. So you're going to roll, I think it's 5s and 6s, 20 dice. Rule of averages, that's 6, maybe a 7th dice. So you should consistently get that or close, unless your rolls are mega jank. But yeah, that'd be insane. You could technically just have them all go into one dude, and like 18 wounds, they all just jump onto Bellicor, and that's all in charge phase. He's not gonna block any of that. No feeling pain, he's just gone. You just delete Bellicor without him being able to do anything about it. They don't have a feeling pain. Lord of Change, gone. Shalaxi, almost gone. Plank shooting will kill Shalaxi. Like, they can all just run into one character that should be very tanky and just delete it without ever even hitting the shooting or melee phase. More so than melee phase. But yeah, for a fight, they're just so good. Penelope of the Cursed Knight on him. One of them, Aura of Terror on another, so you get sticky objective, and Traitor's Mark for the last bit of points left over. I didn't have a good way to better points. This list was better, because I used to be able to have the Changeling. However, due to the changes they made for Demon Pack, you cannot bring them anymore without having to bring Horrors and stuff. Yes, you could bring Nurglings, I'm aware, but because of the Traitor's Mark and other bonuses, you're going to have like 75 points, and you're going to need 80 to bring 2 things in Nurglings. If I could, I would, honestly. But it's too much of a points investment. I'd rather do this than have a single thing of Nurglings. You could change the list around a little if you really want that, but it's just so nice. The more competitive thing is to have one big knight that improves in the aura range all your knight shooting, and then just an army of all small knights, or just all small knights in general, no big knight at all. But this is definitely more fun and not the worst thing. Last Chaos Army, Thousand Suns, the Space Nerds themselves. I actually do have one thing with Scarab Cults, because it is part of the funny combo with doing tons of combo bolter shots. I have a separate video that's like 15-20 minutes long or some shit talking about the combo, but all of them just get combination bonuses from Magnus, from either Ahriman or their Terminator dude, or the other Exalted Sorcerer. If they need to double the range, they can with Mutalith. Just to get massive range, you can't save, high AP damage going straight through and just melting you. For It's particularly nasty, not against heavy vehicles. It's not meant for that, but that's one of the few things in the game that can deal with. If it doesn't have an invul, it's kind of screwed. This can deal with a lot of swarm stuff. Just delete it. Like that can deal with Black Templars, or anything that has like a 5 to 6 up invul, because they're gonna be forced to use that even though you don't have high AP weapons. But yeah, that's it for Chaos. I haven't played much of this. I kind of want to play some of these armies, but I am kind of turned away from stuff like Plague Marines, where there's just tons of different weapons to keep track of, or lots of small units. I like things to kind of be simple. It makes the game go faster. Yet, maybe I'm eating my own words because I liked 9th edition, and 10th is supposed to be more streamlined, so it does save time. But it's just far less lethal, and I like the extra lethality that 9th brought for multiple armies. Some, like Guard, were a bit too much, but and Iron Hands, but more so Guard. Oh my god, Guard. But yeah, if you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. It really makes my day. I don't want to be that horse, but if you could just click the button, it takes like 1 second. And you should see or hang out, and the next video will come up with Xenos, and that'll be the end of this 4-part series of updated armies. Take care, and game on, gamers. Later. Bye.